Nós estamos aqui hoje num papo fácil muito diferente, muito especial, na sede da Intel. Vamos conversar com o Jason Kimrey. Ele é vice-presidente de alianças e parcerias e canais da Intel. Jason, it's a pleasure to be here. I've been in an Intel factory a very long time ago, not here, but I've been in Santa Clara.
Yeah.
I believe there is no factory there anymore.
Yeah, most of our factory is still our headquarters is in Santa Clara, but yeah, we don't do any manufacturing there.
At this time, we are here because there is a new facility.
Yeah.
I would like you to explain for us what is happening here at this time, and I would like to know a little bit more about your role, because you have a very important role in U.S. when you talk about the partners and the alliances.
Yeah. Well, first, thanks for having it, and thanks for making the trip to visit us here in Arizona. We are so excited about what the investments that we're making here, and we've actually had a presence here in Arizona for about 40 years, and we've got over 11,000 employees. But what we're doing is we're expanding our manufacturing capabilities. We're building two massive new facilities to manufacture leading-edge semiconductors, and it's part of Intel's efforts to really enable a globally diverse supply chain. So leading-edge semiconductors are going to be manufactured right here, and I'm so excited that you're going to get a chance to visit it and see it firsthand tomorrow. You're going to be amazed.
Yes, and as far as I know, a factory is a very complex matter for Intel, because the factory has a small livings only for a few years, and then you need to plan another factory and build another factory. It's a very complicated.
Well, it's just Moore's law is alive and well, as we like to say, and to keep up with Moore's law, you have to continuously invest, and that's what we're doing. And and it's not just here. We're manufacturing and building new capabilities here in Arizona. We're building a brand new one in Ohio. We're expanding in Ireland. We're building a new facility in Germany, and it's really about Intel's efforts to diversify the global semiconductor supply chain, which is so important in today's environment, is to make sure that semiconductors remain available, because they really power the digital world, and everything today is digital, as you know.
Yes, and talking about that, I thought that with the digitalization, the digital transformation of the companies, maybe the individual companies would not consume as much computer power because of the cloud, but this is not true. The cloud is draining all of the computer power of the world, and you still selling many processor every time more for this new world.
Yeah, well, I mean, the one thing that hasn't stopped is the creation of data, and the more the data gets created, the more processing that's needed, and the more processors that are needed to process that. And whether that's in a big cloud, whether it's on your PC, whether it's at the edge, the reality is that processing happens everywhere. And as long as new data is being created, we're going to need more and more semiconductors to help power that.
Yeah. And talking about channels, you take care of this here in US. What are the most important channels you are working at this time? Because I know the channels sometimes change from time to time.
Well, yeah, you're right. The channel continues to evolve, and we work with partners that we've worked with for 50 years, and we're working with partners that just started last year, or startups. So, and what we find is that as everything becomes digital, and as technology becomes so important for companies everywhere, the number of partners and the channel that influences that continues to expand. So we continue to work with our distribution partners, who really are critical to making sure that our components and our technologies get out to companies of all sizes. We work with systems integrators or solution providers that resell a lot of finished products and OEM systems. We work with our channel includes what we call influencers or consultancies that are really helping guide large companies on how they deploy technology and how they extract the maximum value. And then we look at the cloud ecosystem and the software ecosystem, because companies today new companies are being formed all the time, and we want to make sure that when they're deploying and developing their new systems that they're going to run their business, we want it to run on Intel.
Sure. I could see for myself that Intel has transformed from many years to today's today, and I'm talking about this. Every time Intel is more focused on solutions, solutions for the to the market. Intel had the traditional behavior to create markets. I remember when Wi-Fi was created, and I believe you were there because you were working in Intel about 18 years.
Right.
Yeah. I remember that the Wi-Fi market didn't exist at the time, but Intel helped to create that. It is for many, many other subjects. Today, you have artificial intelligence and communications, 5G. How Intel is helping the market to deal with all of these technologies?
Yeah, it's a great point. At Intel, we love to make markets and create markets, and there's no bigger thing on the planet right now than artificial intelligence. Everyone's talking about AI.
Everybody.
But AI is something that today is not everyone is deploying and not everyone uses. They're trying to figure it out. And one of the one of the things that we're trying to do is make AI available everywhere. And to make AI available everywhere, you can't just have AI systems, expensive AI systems that sit in a data center or sit in a cloud. You really have to make AI systems pervasive. And whether that's at the edge, whether that's in your PC, whether it's in a server, that's a big part of what we do. So one of the things that we're doing is the AI PC. We think that's as more and more data gets created and more models need to be trained and more inference needs to happen, that all can't happen in the cloud. It needs to happen at the edge. And we think PCs are the ultimate edge device. And
sure.
Within 2 years, we're going to have 100 million. We'll produce 100 million PCs that have AI processors built in, a neural processing unit right there in the system. So what we're doing is we're working with the software ecosystem today. In fact, we just announced the AI PC ISV acceleration program, which is really to work with all of the software that's out there to make sure that as they're developing, they're taking advantage of this compute power that's being put directly into the PC to really help enable and bring AI everywhere.
Sure. And the same you can talk about the server processor, many helpers to AI, network, graphics. Technology is everywhere, and where there is technology, Intel is there also.
Yes, no, absolutely. From edge to cloud and everywhere in between, Intel's there, and our goal is to make it easier and to deploy that technology and to do it safely and securely on Intel.
Sure. Well, our adventure here at Intel is just beginning. Today will be a very, very interesting day with talk with many people from Intel. I'd like to thank you so much to give this time for us. And as soon as I publish this interview, I will let the people know. You can watch it and enjoy.
Please, let's make sure we're connected on LinkedIn and other platforms. I love talking about the advancements that Intel's making, and we appreciate your help in getting that message out. And I can't wait for you to see what we're doing here in Arizona. You're gonna love it.
Thank you very much. Esse foi mais Papo Fácil aqui na sede da Intel com o Jason Kimrey. Ele é vice-presidente de alianças e canais da Intel nos Estados Unidos. Muito obrigado. Thank you very much, and until next opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.